We have our perceptions. Let these voices be heard. It's high time we reach into mind. This is unity, and let's have it. Real conversations, real struggles, real growth. For every teenager searching for truth, purpose, and hope. Let's talk teens.
Hi guys, so now on courses, I'm making this video from a heavy heart because during my preparation, trying to get ready to speak and reach out to us, I just had this heavy heart and this burden and all. Okay, so the first on our list of courses we'll be talking about peer pressure. All right, peer pressure. So peer pressure courses. So before we even get into courses, what's peer pressure? Peer pressure is most teenagers are tied with peer pressure. We get to say they are following bad friends, they are following this side, they are going the other way, they are going the other way. Now, before we go deep, what is peer pressure? Peer is a word, pressure, it's a word. So now, when you have peer and pressure, all right, what does it really mean? What does it really mean to have peer and pressure? Peer means friends, people who are a two coalition, and then we have pressure, and pressure means a heat. So in other words, peer pressure is, if you want to use the literal meaning, you say a heated coalition, right? A coming together, a heated coalition. So is there positive and negative peer pressure? I think, or I guess there is. Because there are friends who will draw you to doing better than your usual self. It's a pressure. And they are your friends. And then there are those who will draw you to do worse. Do the unimaginable. Right? Now, why are teenagers, or why do we say, or why do we actually find more percentage of teenagers drawn to do what is unimaginable? When I checked the parameter of things, I saw how that smoking is not fun, it's not sweet. I mean, teenagers are graduation candidates of childhood rather. They just graduated from childhood into adolescence. And that age, right? That space is what cause peer pressure. Now, before we even go deeper into that discussion, like I said, smoking, it's not sweet, it's turning. Now, alcohol, the drinking, is not like sweet compared to the usual drinks, right? Alcohol is not fun compared to the usual drink. Alcohol is not like sweet like the usual soft drink. So children are drawn to sweet things, but these things are not sweet in the essence. They are beyond sweetness. They are more like mind control, right? They are more like mind control, right? They take over. Now, what is the cause of peer pressure? You just say, oh, peer pressure, and some of them, the adolescents, think that peer pressure is only when you have people that are saying, hey, oppression. No, it's a byproduct, but the intense one, what peer pressure actually is pointing at, people. It's not every teenager that can be a victim of peer pressure. We have victim of peer pressures more on those who are lonely. Yes, more on those who are lonely. And you know, there's an estimate that says old people, that is the aged ones, we're talking of age 60 down to, the lifespan, the average lifespan, that they are the loneliest people. But I refuse to believe that. And I think the adolescents, the teens, are the loneliest of the entire human race. The stages of humanity, the teenagers are the loneliest. How do I mean? Um, According to the laws of things and according to the systems of existence, we have that a man grows into a stage, a woman, an adult, parents, they grow into a stage. They are at a level, young adults, young, newlywed, 20s, late 20s. Now, going further, they enter their 30s. Around their 30s, they have children. Now, these children see them. Do you understand? If they married on time, let's say 27, 28, they give birth by 29, 30. By the wrap up of 38 to 39, these kids are coming into adolescence. From the age 10, 11, they are coming into. Now, by age 32, 33, 34, 35, they are now coming into a system of change all over them. And what is risky is that age 35 to about 45 is the peak of an average adult career. Yes, in the business world, you see them from age 35 to 45. They are like, maybe they've been trying all businesses, but then they get to 30 and they finally pinpoint one, and they are building and building. The building can last till like 35. Then at that time, they are like housing. They now become a principality, an authority in whatever firm they are creating. They create these firms and now they are like stocked up on it. Now the system of this world has created some a shiny cage, some a workaholic, some consistency of struggles, consistency of toiling in order to provide. The systems have made the shackles and the chains so tight that you have to consistently grip your neck to loosen its grip so you can survive. Now we have parents. Then they were parents who the husband would go work. The woman is at home taking care of the kids. He's back home and then there's a good family. Now we have women even supporting to make ends meet in the house because the systems have choked. Now daddy is out there, mommy is out there, the child is alone, discovering a lot of things. Before they are back by 10 p.m. They just eat and they sleep up. The next day, as early as 7, everybody's out of the house. If you look at it, we are actually living in our workplace, living at our place of jobs, and visiting our house. I think that's how it is instead. We don't live at home. The house rent we are paying at home, it's not. Think about it. You visit your house, you live at your workplace. Now, we have children who are lonely. Now, they have feelings, they have orientation. Some of them didn't start smoking because they wanted to smoke or they are like bad habits. They just found people who were there and available. They went out to look for what to do. Right? Some of them did not, and some of them did not even go out in search of playmates. They went out out of worry, out of. The average teenager some are just so fragile. I've met with teenagers who were asking me that my daddy is not talking to my mommy. Are they going to divorce? Like how pure and simple their hearts can be. But because there is nobody, I'm talking of the most basic state, the most notorious of criminals was once a soft boy who was curious about a movie to watch that changed his orientation, or who was not ready to face something that he faced, that changed and reshaped his ideology for life. Now the dad is not available, mommy is not available. They are at home watching and they can't relate to any circumstance. And you know, over time they are like, how do I find out this? How do I know this? Do this? And you know, many of us have given our parenting to, I've given the aspect of parenting to movies, cartoons. I, for one, I learned most of my English language from cartoons. Yes, there's the good part of that, but one thing about life is you cannot always expect something. You can't expect a culture within when you only give them culture without. They only get their gains external and you're expecting something private, something unique. No, there's a syllabus, and sadly that syllabus is not a good syllabus. There's a general one that will always find every teenager and always poison their mind. The average teenager stays at home. Mommy is not around, daddy is not around. He comes back from school. There's a phone for him to watch. He goes on TikTok and he's young, he's growing. Nobody has spoken to him about his sexual life. Nobody has spoken to him about anything. His or her sexual life is not there. They are just there. They don't know anything called control or anything. The parents just assume they should. Now they are seated, they are on the TV. Let's say there's no iPad, which is common now these days. They on the TV and the TV is on. What do they watch? Music videos, and naked ladies are shaking on everything. The boys are there. Okay, let's remove the TV. Don't on the TV. The games they play. Growing up, I had cartoons like Powerpuff Girls. They were figures you would thrill for. I'm talking about Tom and Jerry. I'm talking about Pinky and the Brain. Those cartoons where you watched and just enjoy them for the fun of them. But now we have Diana. She's almost naked. Yeah, she's almost naked, and the kind of curves and everything that are coming into cartoon characters, it's not normal. The bar will keep shifting, and now these people are going out to explore, to express that this is what I saw, and they see like minds like them, and they are relating. Do not bring in something tough, strange, different, all of a sudden, and expect that somebody who has built a network, a system, a trust pattern with the other side, if you bring a huge chunk of goodness in its rugged form, in its basic and vital form, and you are giving somebody a basic dosage of badness, permit me to use that word, of badness, day after day after day after day, it will be easier for them to accept that evil, the contamination, than to accept the big chunk of goodness. All of a sudden, oh, this is beauty, this is what is right. You bring the laws in a big volume, and day after day, you are giving them a hint of the other side knows how to do it. They know how to trade in bad tips day after day. The minds of the young ones are seeing movies that are almost scripted. And I was speaking to some young kids. I'm speaking age 10, 12, 11. I was talking to them. I said, have you guys, hope none of you watch porn. And they said, what's porn? I was even glad they didn't know. Then when I explained what it is, naked women, naked men, they said, oh, they used to watch it. Some said movie box, some said, and I'm like, yeah, cool. It's everywhere, right? It's everywhere. We will not say we don't want this to happen, and then we are giving dosage. Don't be bad, but take small. Now they have seen this thing, and then you are coming all of a sudden and say, hey, off the TV, and they're like, what's going on? You are bringing a law that is strange. They will look for people who can relate with what they know. They are born into it. The games they play, the characters are naked. The movies they watch, the characters are naked. Social media, the characters are naked. What is being flaunted all around, what is being sent on, everything is trashing, and they are coming out and they are trying to, they are absorbing it. Is the ecosystem, is what they have, is what they see, is what they know. Now they want to express this thing, they want to show it. Okay, this is what I know, and at home it's not appreciated. They detach from their parents. Parents only come and and when they hear bad news, the only thing they do is destroy, hit more, break more, seize, collect. There's problem. And now they are with the other side, and then they go deeper from the other side. They will go, they will grow. Wherever there's cooperation, they say, we can 2 or 3 agree. Can 2 or 3 work together unless they agree? That's it. They will grow. The Bible says, they that know their God shall do exploit. The Bible did not say they that know Jesus. It said they that know their God. Whatever you have chosen as your God, you will do exploits in it. Whatever you have chosen to work with, you will do exploit as far as you know what you are aiming for. They don't know what is right. They don't know it. They know that, oh, if you do this, they will flog you. But they don't have the understanding that this is wrong. I want you to see this thing. Teenagers don't have the understanding that this is wrong. They only know that, if you do it in front of them, you'll be disgraced. They don't have the understanding that it is wrong. They only see that, oh, if you want to commit this, commit it, but don't do it in front of them. And they are growing up to become the nearest adults. What's going to happen to the next generation? My take is that peer pressure is caused by a neglect, and we need intentional. We're going to be discussing the solutions later on. We'll discuss the solution later on, but now we'll stop here. Peer pressure.